First of all, it was like the most breathtaking fight ever, right? You're sitting there and you're just like, oh shit is happening. It's just like, and it's almost hard, honestly, I feel, to watch this anime, right? From like a Sakuga standpoint. And I mean hard is it's so much happening that you can really feel you can rewatch. Like you can really rewatch every. You feel like I could easily just go back now and re-react over there. I could rewatch 5-6 minutes of that fight again, right? Because there's so much happening. It's explosion, it's swords flying, there's so much katana swirls going around, right? It's hard to see down, but yeah, it's so much this thing happening on the same time, right? It's just like so much happening. You're like, let's just go back and rewatch this for 10 minutes more, right? So that's one thing, right? Let's talk about. Sorry, I need like a 5 minutes break. I need it, I got them broke. But also, if you watch my Titan reaction review, right, that anime always brings out my freaking, energy too, right? So Sundays are, just like last season, which we had, Sundays are like freaking, like emotional draining. Okay, so let's start with the pain then, right? Let's start with the pain, because I'm still talking about pain. Let's review the episode. Demon Slayer 43, right? Tanjiro fights with broken fingers. I don't know, I always have trouble, honestly, right, with this kind of pain stuff. When you see people putting their nail, like if you see Kakaguri, when they pull out her nail and stuff like that, the nail girl, I'm almost like, yeah. So it feels like that, right? So yeah, very painful scene, right? Tanjiro coming up here, lacking, of course, the physical strength to kill him. And that makes sense. And I do, of course, I love this scene, right, when Gaitoru, however that's pronounced, when he actually did say it, as I theorized, right, in my earlier video, when I said that, I was like, I wanted to have to kill them on the same time, right? Typical, twin emperors kind of thing. And he did say, haha, you can't kill me because Daki is alive, my little imouto's alive, so I won't die. Haha! Right? So yes, I was right in that. He did say, I have an extra life as long as she's alive, right? But of course, then we see Zenitsu. And freaking best boy born, obviously Inosuke's best boy. I can move my organs! I was like, yes! it's so stupid, but I freaking love it, and it fits his character. It's so goddamn stupid, but it works, It just works. You're like, of course you can. Of course he can, like, rearrange his organs. He missed my heart because I could move it inside my body because I am I'm a crazy guy in the forest, Oh my god, oh, I'm crying a bit. No, I love this scene because, in some animes, right, you have the character doing dumb shit, right, and you're like, oh, this is stupid, right? But there's some other animes, when they have the premise of, he's this crazy boy guy living with animals, and, you just buy it, you just buy it, so you just buy it, right? You're just like, huh. I just accept it, I love him. He's like, haha! And I love he's so bragging to him. He's like, it's easy for a man like me to move my organs. It's like nothing for me. I can do it all the time. You're just like, yeah. Of course you can, right? So I love it. I really, really love it. It was the best scene. He jumps in there, helps his friend, and it's just like, super demons, I can easily rearrange my organs. Have you never done that? Like, he's just so bragging about it too. Oh, this was the best scene. This was the best scene, come on. Oh god, oh, I loved it. He's my favorite character, he really is. Oh, yeah, oh my god. Or maybe, for the boys, maybe Nezuko's my favorite character of the girls, I guess. But, Daki's ass star, I suppose. But, yeah, that was the best scene. But this is what I mean, right? Honestly, if you're gonna break it down again, right, from a kind of narrative standpoint, that I think it's important to point out here, right, again, emphasizing that in some animes, if you had the same thing happening, right? Like, for example, say you watched, I don't know, Tokyo Revenge, right? And then Mike is like, I can rearrange my organs! I would be like, this is really stupid. How it's an anime about them just fighting in, brawling in Tokyo street, right? Like, how can he do that, right? Yet, I somehow wouldn't be surprised that the author would write it to revenge, right? And I would be like, this is just stupid. That's how I would feel then, right? I'm like, how is he doing this thing? Why can Mikey fly, Whatever, yeah. It doesn't make any sense, right? But here, it's just like, yes! He can do that! He's a good boy! He can do shit, yeah! He's like, yeah! Here it just works, Here you're like, in this premise, I can, that is awesome, right? So, it really is, in that sense, interesting, right? Any kind of writing, because the premise and, of course, context matters, right? Yeah. in this context, this is like an amazing battle scene. This is my favorite scene. This is my favorite demon. It could be the boobs, it could be the ass, but I think it's really personality. Even here, when she's about to die, she's like, ha ha ha! You can't kill me! Onisha protects me! Yeah, she's still like this, like, you know, smug douchebag. Even in the last second of her life, she's like, you can never kill me! Yeah, like, she has that, like, absurd, you know, overconfidence and so on. And, god damn it, my eye, there was so much shit in my eye. But yeah, she's my favorite demon. In that sense, I'm sad to see her die. I'm gonna miss her, you know, constant ass, you know, her, like, buttocks angles and so on, right? Because the anime, I mean, I always say that, but they really loved showing Daki's butt, right, in all the scenes and so on. But of course, she's running in like a, I don't know, her underwear, so I mean, what can they do, right? They have to do it, right? It's like the law, right? But yeah, Daki definitely has been my favorite demon of this anime so far. Maybe not necessarily like the best backstory ever. We don't really know her backstory yet. I think next episode we're probably gonna go into their backstory, right? And let's see if they had sex. That it sounds like they I mean, it's like hentai route, right? They're gonna have like a Daki executor scene certainly or something. I don't know, right? And maybe that's gonna change my opinion, or maybe it's gonna improve it, right? Depending on the backstory. Because of course, I expect them to have a good backstory next episode. You know, it's probably gonna be good. I'm saying it's bad, but I mean, it might be bad. I don't think so, but I mean, maybe it's gonna change my opinion. But I think it's about her personality. Yeah, I like how she's like this like douchebag, you know, feisty milf. She's like, oh, little girl, think you fight me? You see your body flat? Like, she's so ugly and the boobs, you know, just constantly like this like douchebaggy, like I'm the top dog woman. Yeah, like I love it. You know, she's like this complete deranged. You know, I love it. She's just like a really entertaining demon. I really do. I think she's my favorite demon, certainly. Personality wise and so on. And also looks right, and also of course her body. It doesn't hurt to just the badungas, right, to so to speak. But honestly, it makes sense from a standpoint, yeah. She's very, very attractive, and she's always like, you're so ugly, you're flatter than me, you can't fight me. Like, it's kind of her personality, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a part of her personality to be this like, you know, voluptuous woman right there. So I love it, yeah, it's a really fun character. In that sense, I'm gonna miss her. But as I said, in the reaction part though, oh man, it was really relieving. It was like stressful. Come in here, yeah, the heads are like flipping in here. And I was like, you know what, this scene is like super relaxing, yeah. I really felt that. I was like, man, this feels really relieving now. It's like stress relieving, seeing them finally being fitted, right, after a very long fight. I think the longest in this anime, right? Probably by a lot, actually. The spider fight was also probably, I guess, for a lot of episodes. But the spider fight was like, there were 4 of them, right? And they kept fighting different ones. Yeah, the spider fight felt different, because it kept fighting like here, and then they went over there, and then there were those 2, and then that one. It felt like they had a lot of fights at the same time, and yeah, it also was, of course, for many episodes. But here it felt more like they were fighting these 2 people, especially, of course, Daki, but for the whole, almost the whole season, right? It's a very long fight, really is. And that it really is fitting, of course, that Ufotable is doing this anime, right? Because it is a very visual, it is a very like a fighting, very shonen fighting anime, right? For example, in One Piece, just compare to an older shonen anime, in One Piece, yes, they have long fights too, but One Piece also has more, I think, you know, comedy and this stuff and so on, right? Of course, there's comedy here too, but I feel in One Piece it can be like 5 episodes that's like pure comedy, right? Yeah, they have a lot. Oda can do a lot of like arguably that slow pacing, but he has that stuff going sometimes, right? It's definitely less actions packed, I think, for durations at least, yeah. But also, I guess One Piece has more of the adventure vibe to it sometimes. So in that sense, definitely, Ufotable, it's obviously super awesome Sakuga coming out sooner, right? But I think it's also more fitting, right? Because their talent wouldn't be as good as in One Piece. Bleach, would be another good anime where they would fit more, right? Bleach has more fights too, right? Per page, whatever you call it. I'm trying to break it down shonen animes, but like how much fighting is it compared to dialogue or talking or comedy, right, in per page thing. But I think that Bleach is a great example of another shonen anime, even more so than Demon Slayer, where there's a lot of fights, right? Where it's like 10 chapters, it's just fighting, okay? You're gonna come, of course I'm gonna react to the next Bleach season, right? Because I read the manga, of course, but I'm gonna react with it. And yeah, Bleach in that season, there's gonna be like probably 20, 30 chapters which is a fight, right? I mean, not with one character, but like 50 characters fighting, right? Bam, 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 yeah, forever, right? It's gonna be these fights, right? It's probably one of the most fighting animes ever, shonen stories ever. But this is, yeah, it felt really good. I was like, oh, fine, it's over. Because I can feel the pain. It's finally this bastard over. So, I don't know, right? I'm on anime only. All these old mangas, like this one I read, right? But I haven't read this manga, right? The newer shonen anime. And, yeah, I guess Usei dies, right? I really do feel that he's killing off the Hashira. And then the younger generation has to take care of business, right? He lost an arm, and then he's running there being like, run! Because he can hear shit, right? He can probably hear it explode. And that's why he's trying to tell Tanjiro to run. But Tanjiro is having some kind of, shock, right? He's in some kind of, like, exhausted state. His blood is, he's like, losing his blood, right? And so on. So he's just being, like, paralyzed, right? And it's shaking. So he really couldn't run. So it feels like Usei is gonna die saving Tanjiro. That's my guess, right? Big bro, flashy big bro, yeah, I think so. Tanjiro, of course, has to survive, he's the main character, right? But Usei, similar, of course, to Rangaku, is probably gonna take it for the team, right? And I think that, I guess the other boys are gonna be fine too. And his wives are also probably fine. The wives were almost standing further away, right? And it was cute. They were like, yatta! One of them is like, yatta, yatta, yeah, we did it, yeah, woohoo! Yeah, she's all like, yay! And then, yeah, the husband probably died. It was a shocking ending. Certainly, shocking ending there. I think the poor guy is dead, yeah. And also, especially because his backstory was so focused on him being like, I gotta protect my friend and my wife, and he's all about like, don't be like my father and my grandpa, whatever, right? And sacrifice the family so for the mission, right? He's all about like protecting his family and friends, right? So I feel he's a character that would die to protect Tanjiro, right? Because he's like, that's my mission, I'm gonna protect my friends. He's my little, disciple kind of guy, my little Toto. I'm gonna protect him, right? I'm gonna protect my wife, so on. So I really feel Usei has like a massive death flag, right? Because he's always like, I gotta die for the other ones. They should be happy, so on. So, yeah, I really do feel he's gonna die here. He has so many death flags, right? And if he's not gonna die to save Tanjiro, he's gonna die to save his wife, or whatever, right? So, I think the poor man is dead, right? Yeah, I think he's gonna take it for the team, right? I really do think so. That's the storyline. Let's talk about the Sakuga. And like, I have to rewatch this episode like 10 times, right? To find all the details. There's so much happening in the background. It's just like, man, it's just like the. I said it in an early review too a few years ago, when they had the other fight part, right? And I was like, what can I say? Reviewing the Sakuga, you're like, it's the best animation out there. Okay, what more can I need to say, right? It almost feels like unnecessary to review this kind of stuff, right? When they're fighting, because we all know this is like the best anime out there, right? We all know this is like the hottest shit that ever been done, basically. It really feels like it's like water is wet, something. Yeah, have you ever heard water is wet, guys? Like that. That's kind of feel when I review this. Of course, we could talk about the actual, I guess, detail. I could do that. Right. I don't work with just to put out. I don't work with like engineering when it comes to like coding that much, right? But the one I feel most confident in when it comes to coding, I guess, is three things: the gameplay mechanics, AI. I'm a pretty good AI coder, and then this kind of like heat tasting, lighting effects, and so on. Because I studied a lot of that in my part of my PhD, my PhD course in lighting effects. So that's probably what I feel the most confident in, honestly. Called to a third false, but I'm just saying from my standpoint, my personal standpoint, that's what I feel the most confident in coding. But anyway, so yeah, this fire is really good because it's like heat taste. You see the shades of it, right? So yeah, it's a really good VFX because you can see the fire that kind of goes from where I am here. And it has the lingering effect, right? And you can see how it's bending to the right up here. It's like bending the light and so on. So it's some really good CGI, right? Because it's like the reverse of like because how would I explain this? Heat has effects on fire. It's a thing in reality, right? So if you can see it in a candle, right? So if you take a candle let's say Kana is my candle, right? You turn it on fire, like the Kana here, and you know it's gonna be like a fire flame, right? What you see then is that you have at the center of the fire as one color, right? And then around that fire, right, you're gonna see these waves, right? How the lighting is moving. That is the refraction of light. Light is refracted by the heat of the fire, right? So what happens is that the light is bending around it, right? And it's a mixture of both the heat itself, making that happen, right? How it's moving, it's called heat excitation, right? Or also that the oxygen and the nitrate is moving, right? And you can see the effect and so on, right? So that's like the heat excitation. So the hard to explain the physics of it, but basically you expect in like a video game, right? Or then in a CDI, right? You expect the light to kind of be bent, right? And to do that, you have to like code the shader, you have to code the gamma effect or whatever. You do it in different ways. But this is really well done, right? From a technical standpoint, from an engineering objective standpoint, right? Because this is code, right? So you can really look at the fire up in the corner. Yeah, it has that really good like the bending. Of course, this is a frozen frame, but if you actually watch it, right, you can actually see how it's like moving and so on in a good way, right? So it looks really authentic, right? Like if you look at here. You see it again, right? The fire now has changed a bit and so on. So this kind of stuff makes the anime really popular, right? Because even this like random fire shit on the side before the battle looks really well done, right? It is really well done. And that I can say with confidence and cult authority. But no, but this is like code, right? I think it's interesting because people are always like, you can't, you can't measure art or whatever, art. But this you can measure, okay? This kind of fire you can measure, right? You can argue, is this character, you know, well designed or whatever? Should she have green or white hair or whatever? You could argue like that. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, this is pure code, right? This is actually engineering. Someone's done it in, you know, some visual program, right? Or maybe some Unity or Unreal or whatever, right? Someone did that. And it's actually just like based on mathematics, right, in the end, right? So this is actually something I can just tell you that this is how it's done, right? This is probably how the code looks. So no, this is we can actually measure objectively, right? And I almost say that because that is something that, of course, this anime does incredibly well, right? It is actually very well coded. but it really is, because the effects when the fighting and so on too, right? It really has a way higher level, right, of CGI and also then VFX, right? Effects in the background than most other animes aren't even, you know, remotely close to it. So it is a severely better, you know, Sakuga experience, right, than most other anime has, right? Because it really has not just the art itself is good, right, and the number of frames and all the stuff, right, but actually has engineering that is higher level of quality engineering that other anime has, and that again is an objective truth, right, because you can actually measure like everything, right. Oscillation effect or whatever, all the optimizations you can do with it. You can look at my video about Pokemon Sword and Shield that I explained. Because the Pokemon Sword and Shield, I did like a long video where I actually explained all the bugs in that game, right? And that actually, from an engineering standpoint, that game has a horribly bad code. Game Freak, Pokemon's developer, is very notoriously known for their horrible development, right? Same with the new Pokemon game too, is just dreadfully bad code, right? And it looks uglier than Zelda did. Even it's a 5 years younger game. It's just crazy. But anyway, there I gave you a Sakuga review. Let's do it, okay? Let's do it, okay? I was like, okay, let's talk about little engineering here, okay? Yeah, this probably looks the best, right? And we see all the flame behind him, Tyler's rage. His like star tattoo in his face kind of became the fire thing. Oh, such a good scene. It's a goddamn it's literally the best anime fight ever, right? From a visual standpoint. Probably. Yeah. I think there's an argument to be made that there are other better fights from like I don't know, you know, strategy standpoint. Oh, this guy tricked him or something, yeah. For something. Like Shikamaru fights. Every goddamn Shikamaru fight in Naruto is better. No, but they are very different, right? Yeah. Of course, Tanjiro did trick him with the kunai earlier. But yeah, every goddamn Shikamaru in Naruto is like, I tricked you with this hole! every goddamn fight with him is like, not very visually appealing, but very much like, haha! Here's my plan all along! Yeah, they're very trickery, yeah. So, in that sense, I guess someone is gonna make the argument that it's a pretty straightforward fight, even though it did the kunai trick. So, yeah, from a visual standpoint, it's absolutely, I would say, it's the best fight ever, right? Yeah, like it's just What more can I say, right? And I think Usy's gonna die. But yeah, best looking goddamn fight. We sit for 10 minutes looking at every scene, right? But I don't feel there's a need to go over like every goddamn scene, right? It's the same thing all the time. The art is amazing, the effects is amazing, CGI is amazing. The anime certainly has bigger budget though than other animes. In other animes' defense, they certainly doesn't have the same. This anime has like a freaking goddamn movie budget per episode. They're like, yeah. But they're also, of course, very talented. It's not only the money, right? But they certainly do have more money. Look at the detail here. You see his hook coming through the mouth, right? Yeah, I think this is the best thing. You see the goddamn hook, right, coming through the mouth even there. Freaking the detail, man. Freaking goddamn details. Oh, it's a fantastic scene. Truly, it's gonna be very hard. Very, very hard. The year you started here. But it's gonna be incredibly hard to find a better looking fighting scene than this episode. Yeah, it's gonna be amazingly hard. I think it's I just covered the whole coding right, or at that point, like because basically almost every other anime studio has severely lacking right when it comes to actual engineering skills and so on. So yeah, just that alone is gonna be hard to combat, right? But yeah, it's amazing goddamn masterpiece. What more can I say, right? Anyway, take you guys' comments now. I've been talking for a long time. How long has I talking about this thing? I just don't stop, man. Yeah. But yeah, I'm speechless. You know, I feel the same thing too here. Yeah, the episode was fire. Yeah, the episode certainly was fire. That's something we can say. But yeah, guys, it was amazing. It was goddamn breathtaking. I don't want to say more, guys, but I mean, we can sit there for hours just to get every goddamn scene. But this one is so fun too because, like last week, you know, when I finished last reaction or so on, right, you can go back, right, and like just rewatch every scene. Yeah, you can. This is a fight scene where you can like, oh, look at this scene. It looks amazing. This scene is like could be the best scene this year, right? Oh, look at you know, this scene when his hand flies off or so on, or kind of has to hand. It also could be the best scene. You can sit there for like 10 minutes and you'll be like, oh, look at this scene. Oh, look at this scene. You can just sit there forever. Oh, look at the Zenitsu scene when he goes with the lightning and the blood is like flying on that like lightning effect. Or this scene, of course, when he gets Tanjiro in the yeah. Okay, this scene feels more brutal though. He gets him in gets the freaking nightmare. We can do this for like I feel like I can sit there for like the rest of the night, just being like, remember this scene? Is that the member bearer thing? Remember this scene? Remember this scene where the blood was like flying on the lightning effect? Remember this scene? But yeah, I loved it. I'm gonna call it here. This is the best fight scene we have this year. You know, the year you started. This is the best fight scene. Maren is the best girl. Attack on Titan has the craziest ending, I guess. Arguably the best ending. At least the most controversial ending, probably, at least. So it wins controversiality. So, yeah, the goddamn winter season, man. I don't feel there are too many animes that I truly are like, wow, this season by. But they are definitely here on the weekends to get some. And of course, Awesome Ranking, can't forget them. You have to. I say to this, yeah, watch Awesome Ranking, guys. Okay? It doesn't look as good, but goddamn it, it's a bit studio delivering on something crazy with anime. Exactly. No. I will help you. I got pregnant. My eyes got pregnant from watching this. I'm still in that. Okay, yeah, that copyright reminder. My eyes got pregnant watching this scene. Like that's what I mean, man. My eyes are just like I feel that like the energy in my eyes, right? My eyes got pregnated watching this episode. That's what I feel, guys. Anyway, subscribe, press the like button. Tomorrow we have Sabaku Bisco, which is just weird. Okay, the anime is like last episode he kissed a girl and like pulled out like a maggot through her mouth or something. It looked like the most hentai scene ever. It's the weirdest shit. I don't know. The anime, I keep watching it. I'm just like, this anime is weird. They have cyborg hippos and raptors, and they have like flying snails. It's not like the best anime, but it's the anime you watch it and every episode you're like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like, it's crazy and weirdness right there. And on Tuesday, I do believe we have anime awards, right? So I'm looking forward to looking at, you know, what anime is going to win and so on, right, on anime awards. Of course, I don't care about it. Don't get me wrong. It has zero value, right? The judges have 70% power and so on. But I believe on Tuesday now we have the result, right? But I think it's fun to just laugh at it, right? it's fun to see that Mushoku is not nominated for like anything and so on. It's just hilarious, right? To see how crazy it is, what opening is gonna win. Oh, they didn't nominate like all the good openings and so on. It's just crazy. It's just Sonny Boy is gonna win nothing and so on, right? It's Demon Slayer might of course win. I feel Demon Slayer is weird in that category because it's like the Mugen Train. It's like a movie. I feel it's a little unfair how they put that in there. But yeah, that I believe was Tuesday. I'm looking forward to it a lot, right? Just laughing at it. And I guess one last thing I say here, we did check out Titan before this, and I think Titan next week probably won't air because there's some Winter Olympics, right? Just so you guys know that too, right? Probably won't do I think Titan next week. I'm not sure, but I read it's delayed, right? With like uncertain X number of time based on Olympics, right? And like not undefined how long it's delayed. But anyway, see you guys and have a great day.